Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of CES 2020 here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Las Vegas Convention Center on the BeTerrific set high atop Central Hall. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks so much for joining us. You are the Terrifics, and you make BeTerrific special. I want to say, this is really a cool show here, CES 2020. So keep it locked here for all your continuing coverage right on BeTerrific. At BeTerrific TV on all social media. And I've got, a really nice guest now and a very interesting product. So it's a glove that you wear called BeBop Sensors. And you use it mostly, you could use it for gaming, I guess, virtual reality specifically, but you guys really use this for, training. So, like, you could use it to train pilots. You could use it to train medical personnel. You can also use it for stroke victims. Kind of tell me about this glove that is maybe the Power Glove 2.0.
Yeah, sure. So, CJ Wheelock, BeBop Sensors, we're out of Berkeley, California, and we built, sorry,
that's all right.
It's a habit, I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, we built a data glove that's an interaction tool. So primarily...
Did you start the company?
I'm not the founder, no.
Okay.
I've been on the business development team for about 4 years.
Nice.
So deal making, product management, you wear a lot of hats at a startup. But yeah, the CEO, Keith McMillan, is not here with us today at the convention. I mean, he's still alive. The company's going to love this one. Keith is in Berkeley today, is what I meant to say.
You're doing great. By the way, did I mention we're live? No, you're doing really good. Do you have a glove that helps train people for interviews?
We'll make that. That's our 2.0 product, is where to look, what to say.
Honestly, you're doing great. It was very fun. It was good. I immediately was like, what? He's not with us? No, that's impossible.
The second I said it. So training use cases are really good. It's an interactive tool. Yeah. So in virtual reality, we're helping people build muscle memory. We can understand the finger articulation of the finger bend really accurately with about 1.5 degrees of accuracy. We give you haptic feedback, so when you flip a switch, you feel it. When you turn a knob, you feel it.
Okay, now I've had haptic feedback from screens in cars and my phone before. Yep. The phone's getting better. The screen in the car just like vibrates and shakes. I hate that. Is this good haptic feedback? Like when I move a toggle switch on a plane or I have to go pop and then the toggle switch, do I actually feel like I'm doing that?
You will. If you come check out our booth tomorrow in LVCC South, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
What's nice about our haptics is they're customizable. It's not just an on or off vibration. You could have grabbing a screw feel very subtle. You could feel like opening a door, feel some physical resistance as if it was actually sliding open. Going through water would feel different. So you have a really an impressive ability to create different sensations, not just a vibration on or off.
Why? I asked you before we went on air about boxing. I was saying, if I threw a punch, could I feel it? Why wouldn't you want to do some kind of feedback, force feedback like that for people to be able to shadow box or train or some kind of other athletics? Or like last year there were these cool people here at CES that had this hockey set up, and I had a hockey stick, and I played. It would have been great to have the gloves.
Yeah, so good question. So we're doing haptic feedback. We give you a sense of interaction. Force feedback is what stops your hand, and a lot of people think that's necessary. Say like, oh, I'm grabbing an invisible Coke can, my hand stops. But when you try to reach that level of immersion, you often fall short. So we're telling the brain, yes, you click that switch. Yes, you open that door, which is enough to make it really immersive.
How do you help people with? Who are stroke victims who are trying to come back from stroke?
Great question. So there's a lot of really cool medical use cases. There's a lot of data from the hand that you can use to help victims of a stroke, going through rehabilitation, making sure they're doing their exercises and seeing if their range of motion comes back. Another really cool use case, we're working with a leading pharma company doing clinical trials for Parkinson's. So in Parkinson's, there's some shaky hand data, there's some finger bend data, and really you take a drug, you see if it's effective, and you practice some exercises throughout the day. So with our glove, you have a lot more opportunity to see what the hand is doing when you perform those exercises, so you can see if the drug is more effective or not compared to what else is on the market.
Do you get data back from the glove?
We do. So we have ADC signals from the glove giving you a precise degree of bend. You can take that data and see where the hand is in VR or on a screen.
So would this be good for, obviously, a lot of training applications, but what about maybe military training applications?
Absolutely. So right now we're working with the U.S. Air Force on a number of maintenance training applications, how to fix something that breaks.
I want to throw a scenario. Maybe this is crazy, but what about like a drone pilot and how nervous his finger is, if it's moving, if it's shaking when he has to acquire the target, or a guy who's moving through buildings as a soldier, and sees a target and how quick he's on the trigger and when he needs to be and where his finger is going and stuff like that. That's information I think they'd want to know and analyze.
That's a great question. So imagine you're a soldier driving a vehicle. You want eyes in the sky, or your passenger is trying to track. If your head's down on an iPad or a drone control device, you're taking your eyes off the battlefield, there might be a threat.
Sure.
You could throw a drone in the air and tell it what to do with hand commands. So take off, go check that out, follow him, come back to me. You could tell a drone what to do just with your hands.
Apparently you've got this working because you know all the hand signals.
Yep, we've done this before. It's one of our projects.
I was going to steal second base. I didn't know. I thought that's what you were giving me. The indicator, though, is usually this or the belt. I don't remember. Or could be this.
It depends how you map it. But no, you had a great example of like outside of VR, what could this do?
Right.
Cool rehabilitation, controlling an object like a robot. You could
Sure.
open a door. You could fly a drone.
It could also be used for medical training, right?
What type of medical
Maybe
training?
surgery training, feedback on what it feels like to cut somebody open or pull their lung out. I don't know. That seems like it'd be kind of weird.
There's a cool couple startups doing VR medical training.
But can they use the BeBop sensor glove?
They can. We can't disclose our partners right now, but there's a couple leading startups in the VR space using gloves.
What's the glove cost?
We don't disclose it publicly.
But it's not just the glove, right? It's the glove and the system behind it, and people got to develop on top of it. Yeah,
right.
I couldn't just buy that glove and start flying a plane.
Exactly. It's not plug and play, but we make it easy. We have SDKs, which is Unity and Unreal. So you're a developer of content. We're going to give you gloves. We're going to give you access to the data and make sure you can integrate it into your application.
Cool.
And then we also include warranty and support. We want to make sure it works and we can help you throughout the process.
I would love to wear that glove and learn how to fly a plane without having to take off.
You could. So at our booth, we actually have a T6 trainer through our partner HTX Labs out of Houston, and they're also working with the Air Force, going through, there's an engine fire. What's the proper shutdown procedure? How do you flip those switches?
I think it's
pull
one of
the
those
throttle?
red buttons.
It's just one. I'm sure. It's super easy. But that's a great example of you could virtualize that training.
Sure.
So you don't need a real aircraft. You don't need $1 million simulator. You could make that virtual content, get some gloves out there, and train people anywhere in the world.
I got to come by the
train
booth
right
and
here.
see this.
You got to come by tomorrow.
All right. How about, your name's CJ.
Yep.
How about a CJ7? Could I take a CJ7 for a spin?
You're outclassing me in aircraft now. I don't know the CJ7.
That's like the predecessor to the Wrangler.
All right.
So it's a Jeep.
So you're dating yourself on that one. Sorry.
Without a doubt. Yes. Well, you could fly any plane, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We think of this as a tool. So
What are other uses I don't think of?
So medical you touched on, drone control you touched on, robotics. I often cite Minority Report. You think Tom Cruise interacting with data.
That was a great movie, yeah.
So using your hand is cool, but you can't feel it.
Right.
So how do you know? Is there a chime?
Do you think in the future all the processing will be in the glove and you just walk around with the glove on and you can do that and you don't need the supercomputer behind it?
Maybe. Probably your cell phone would be the computer in your pocket that it would tie to, because you don't want to add weight or complexity. But
you're a lot of fun, CJ. Thanks for coming on, man.
This is a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
This is great. All right, he's CJ. I'm Michael. You're the Terrifics. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this. Your live continuing coverage of CES 2020.